Well, this is the start of Jeremy making figures. So if you're watching this, thanks for tuning in. Um, I know it's late for some people on the East Coast, but I live in Seattle, so this is what I do. Um, the goal today is to just kind of start working with some new tools. I haven't used Sculpey yet before. Well, this isn't Sculpey actually. It's epoxy sculpt from Aves. So the goal today is to just kind of start working with some new tools. Oh, look at that! I'm getting echo from my feed. Probably turn that off. Because that will definitely throw me off. I'm going to mute that. There we go. So, yeah, so we're just going to play with some tools. We're going to play with some Sculpey, and I keep calling it Sculpey. It's what I've used in the past, so it's going to be the term I use for it, I'm sure. And just kind of learning how to manipulate that. Epoxy sculpt is supposed to be pretty forgiving. It is an epoxy, so it hardens pretty well. It stays sticky at the beginning, but then it after a little while will harden up. So I don't know if we're actually going to get too much of molding done. We're just going to play with it a little bit and see what we think, and then start doing this on a regular basis, hopefully. All right, let's go ahead and change to our overhead here. Look at that. So it's a two-part epoxy. You mix equal parts and make it, but we're going to start with maybe drawing out a little bit of what we're aiming for as a figure. The nice thing about this stuff is it doesn't smell. It doesn't have any toxic, it almost smells a little bit like peanut butter, which is something I love, so it works for me. I figure to start with something basic today. Maybe almost a little teddy bearish. Let's see here. Just roundish legs. Maybe we'll do a second part to arms too, I don't know. And then head, let's see. So if I can get the basic shape down today, then maybe next time we can work on some features and stuff like that. I will maybe make a little bit of a dent here, maybe a little belly dent there. Who doesn't love a little belly dent, really? Come on. I don't know what I'm going to do for hands yet. I don't think I'm going to actually do things this big yet. I might even hold off on arms and just do legs and a body today if I can. Okay. So let's get some of the material out here. The stuff isn't exactly cheap. It definitely is good to have a plan before you start using it, because I think you could really easily waste a lot of material if you don't have that. Make a little ball out of it here. So we want equal parts. If I like this stuff, I guess down the road I'll buy bigger containers of it. But for right now, this is just kind of a test to see what we like. Okay, we got, looks like pretty equal size parts there. We'll go ahead and just set that for a second, close these up. The nice thing is the stuff doesn't really start drying unless it's mixed, it being a two-part epoxy. But we'll see how it works and what we think of it. Do a little bit of twisting. The material should start to lighten up. I made this a couple days ago just to kind of play with them a little bit. I'll turn his face this way. There you go. Just to kind of see how it hardens up. It hardens up pretty rigid, to the point where you could probably break it. It's no longer has any squeeze, flexibility to it. So it's definitely, for casting, it's ideal, because there's no give to it. So it's definitely going to hold up to 2 or 3 resin casts, I imagine. It's kind of become one of the staples of figure making and stuff now, so I don't know. I should probably be wearing gloves here, but it never stopped me before. Move this a little bit here. Move that out of the way. Oh, no, the secret's blown. I have a microphone. Yeah, it starts lightening up in color as you're mixing it. Let's see here. I'm going to move my chat window out where people can see this. Oh, look at that. Hey, we got Chicken Burger Disco on. It's really interesting. This is a whole new world to me. I mean, I've had friend circles before, but the action figure group seems to be really into helping each other out, promoting each other when they can. It's been fun doing these. I got, 5 interviews going on now, 3 of which are from different toy creators. And it'll be nice to kind of continue with that. All right, well, so this is pretty well mixed. Now, you can see it's definitely a lot lighter in color. I'm going to go ahead and roll that into a ball just so to get any of these little gaps and stuff out of it. I think the primary reason to wear gloves is just so you have to wash yourself afterwards. Before I started the stream, I went ahead and got this one going a little bit. The dry time on this stuff is actually pretty forgiving. This is 30 minutes sticky, 1 to 2 hours to work with, and then 2 to 3 hours for formable detail. So this is about 30 minutes old now. And so it's still, it's still very malleable. That's the word I'm looking for. But we're just going to kind of divide things up a little bit so we can make this some legs and some arms maybe. So let's make this into some other balls here. I know off-screen magic is not great for camera work, but I think you guys have all made balls with Play-Doh before. By the way, Chicken, I enjoyed those couple of videos I watched. Your co-host there seems to be having fun, and it's pretty cool that I'm guessing your daughter so involved in helping you out with your play and figure making. All right, so we're just going to start molding this into some basic legs. Our 2 smaller ones up here, our smaller ones down here. Just because right now it's still pretty soft and I can't get any major definition on it, but I want to get at least the shaping pretty close to where we need it. I don't want to go too much longer than that. Our teddy bear-esque body shape probably won't allow it. Yeah, I never really did. It smells a little bit like peanut butter, doesn't it? I was expecting a little bit more toxic smell. Um, I'm really glad it doesn't have that because it's starting to get cold here in Seattle, and I really don't want to be doing this outside. Okay, let's see. Those are pretty close to each other. Let's see if we can get some arm shape here. I have to get used to the time on me recording is different from the streaming time. It's probably about, I don't know, a minute off almost. So if I'm seeing replies and not getting back to them right away, I apologize. I'll pretend like I can't read, and then I'll catch back up to everything. All right, so there's a basic hand. Man, my first stream, and I got 3 people on here. I'm so privileged. I'm hoping to do this, I don't know, probably twice a week, 3 times a week. 3 is a little much, maybe twice a week. I think twice a week in an interview will pretty much take up most of my free time. The interviews are getting easier to edit and to keep track of now. Let's see, maybe we'll do a little bend in there. And this one we'll leave so I can do a little waving action. All right, so let's see, this is sat for a little while now. This is that one that I started mixing when I was just starting up the stream. Let's take off about this much for a head. I swear there's no resemblance in whatsoever to this body shape to my personal appearance. Yeah, that's one thing I'm going to have to probably deal with a little bit. So I am dyslexic. I'm not crippled by it by any means, but typing has never been my bonus. So I do a lot of hunt and peck, and quick responses and stuff like that are always a funny thing for me because I actually, like in grade school or even high school for that matter, I would get so nervous about typing things out or responding to things. English in general was just a pain in my tuchus. But the funny thing is, I've always been really good at public speaking. It's probably some involvement in my church, but it's something that I've done since I was younger. So talking to people has been always super easy. Man, this is going to stay moist a lot longer than I wanted it to. Let's give him a little bit of a can here, actually. So he is going to have not quite such a defined gut, but I want him to have a little bit of a gut. But I need him to have a little bit of a backside too. this stuff's a lot softer than I knew I would figure it would harden up a little bit sooner. I know there's some other materials that do set up a little bit faster, but this apparently is not them, so letting them sit for a little while is definitely a tactic that I'm going to have to get used to. Let's see, what do we want to do for a head? What materials have you guys used in model making? I've done like the Fimo, that stuff in the past, where you had to bake it or let it air dry for 3 or 4 days. This has a 24-hour like full set time, but it's pretty hard within 2 hours, to the point where it doesn't move anymore. All right, so we're going to bring in leg there, because I don't want to lose the stickiness of this stuff. I'm afraid of, if I don't get this stuff onto the base, I might lose some of that. So we're going to leave our bear here in kind of a this arm's a little longer. I'm going to condense that a little bit. And hand would go this way. And we'll do one of these numbers here. All right. So the next question is, how am I going to make a mold of this if I get it to well, we can play around with that a little bit afterwards. Let's see. Well, now we have time to dry. What should we do till then? Didn't really think about that. Let's play with some tools here. So, get up this guy here. Get out this guy here. And maybe some small edge here. Amazon is an amazing thing. I got like a whole tool thing of sculpting tools for, it was $14. The actual sculpt, this is the smaller ones, I think it was 24 or something like that for the two of them, which it's not cheap, but it's not expensive either. I mean, we're adults, we pay that for a meal if you go to eat somewhere. So speaking of, hey Elliot, right now I'm using the Brio, the Logitech Brio webcam. All right, so we're going to just start playing with this a little bit, bringing some features in here. Man, this is still pretty soft. I don't know. And if you guys have any advice, it looks like Geezer, you've played with this stuff a little bit more. Feel free to chime in, because this is all new learning for me on this. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do those separately and then put them on afterwards. What do you use to attach this afterwards? Can you attach it with glue, or man, this is still way too soft to really work with at this point. I might have to research for live streaming some material that gets harder just a little bit faster. Or maybe if I need it a little bit more. There's not really instructions on that as far as making it dry faster. Yeah, because it's almost moist right now. I mean, oily, I guess I would say would be the better term. Who likes the term moist, really? Ah, that's a really good idea. I have some model spline. I suppose I could use that. Just drill it out and glue it, I'm guessing. I have to get a little bit of water too. It's a blessing and a curse having a bathroom in your room. You always have to be concerned if your door is open. But at the same time, it is nice to be able to grab water or any other materials. There's a solvent also you can use with this stuff. But I have read that water, especially on this stage, is just as forgiving as anything else. Hey, we have a Canadian Spaniard here with us now. Um, how are things going, sir? It's good to see you on. Or are you back in Canada now? Oh, it's even better. The littlest of Canadians. Did you come back because of the Rona, or just it was time to see some family? Mm. Did you guys have to wait for tickets to get back? Nice. Well, maybe since you're closer to home, I'll get to see you guys sooner then. I mean, as soon as we're allowed to hop the border, seeing as Canada's so far away from Seattle. We'll find a fence to crawl through or something. Well, we've all started doomsday prepping pretty much over here in the stateside. Who knows? People are a little concerned about upcoming events. Uh, Tomorrow's upcoming events actually. So it'll be interesting to see what actually happens here as far as people's reaction to that. Hey, Jathan. How you doing, sir? I wonder if I didn't mix this long enough. Maybe that's why it's still staying so soft. All right. See you later, Sabrina. If I knew the answer to that, Jathan. And I got this here. Let's see if we can make a little bit better thumb here. Yeah, I don't know how much longer I can go on this because at this point I have to really kind of wait for it to harden up a little bit more before I can do any actual sculpting on it. So this is what I got so far. He's kind of Yoshi-esque, maybe Charmander-esque. I think that's maybe some Charmander-esque qualities going on. All right, say hi to the family, Elliot. Yeah, I wish this was more exciting, but it's at this point it's pretty much just me playing with Play-Doh. I am new to these materials, so I'm not really used to all their qualities. But we're getting there. We're doing something. Yes, yes, lurk away. I got another hour or so, I imagine, before this stuff actually gets to where I want it to. But thanks for tuning in. Man, I got a starting screen. I need to get a be right back screen. I'm sure they have those. Actually, I probably even have one in my... Sorry about that. I forgot that that was going to shut down while I was looking for a new screen here. This whole streaming nonsense is kind of still new, something that I will have to obviously make some choices as to what I want to do and how I want to do it, and then maybe have some other stuff prepared. I think if I was working with plastics, I could do a lot more really quick. It'd be nice. This is kind of stumped me a little bit on how to do this in a timely fashion. I see some other YouTube videos, but I think they do a lot of time-lapse kind of stuff, or speed up the video, which you can't do if you're live streaming. So let's see here. I know all this for a be right back screen. That's kind of funny. You're watching me look for a be right back screen. Oh, look at that. Watch this, guys. I have a be right back screen. Do. No, we're good. We're back. We're live. Stuff's still not dry, but we're gonna need some nori flakes and maybe bring some robot stuff out, because that's something I can do in the meantime while this is drying. Well, the robot project is kind of an ongoing thing with me too. I don't know. What's a nice spot on my shirt? I wonder where I got that. Oh, right there. Just because my companion, who was going to my friend that was going to be helping me with it, is moved to Canada now. So I'm going to have to do some of this stuff on my own. I got a feeling. What I need to figure out now is how to get the legs to be attached permanently in a standard spot. So let's go back to the overhead here. And we will switch to overhead. Okay, we're on this. We'll snack while we work. A silent snack, which is a good choice, I think, for working here on the YouTubes. But I think I can pretty much just glue those in place. Maybe add a piece of plastic to go over top of them. I think I'm going to have to take off this clip here. Kids, don't try this at home. Wear eye protection. So I want the wheels to still work, but I want the legs to kind of stay in place. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is gluing them to the side here. This reveal here is a little big on this side, but over here I think I can get them straight into that corner. All right, where's the glue? Here's some glue. I gotta get used to doing all this stuff on camera. This glue is garbage now. Oh yeah. Learned an interesting thing from Adam Savage this week, that the carbon dioxide in your breath actually helps the glue cure faster. Probably sounds terrible on the microphone, but I do have some of the spray downstairs. I might have to go get some. But if I figure if I can get this to glue over fairly decent in 3 of the 4 sides, then if I maybe put a piece of plastic across the whole top, it should clean it up pretty well. Yeah, I might have to go get the dryer. Oh, actually, I can do it old school. Oh. So this is a little trick from painting miniatures. This is baking soda, and you can use a little bit of this, and this will also dry it up pretty fast. The nice thing is you can actually build it up. Now I can dust off all that extra afterwards, but I'll be able to sand that and fix it. let's do the same thing here. We'll do on the inside. That's on that side, yes. Get it lined up. Maybe I'll do one of the days of the week painting models, because that's something that is a lot more eats up time, and seems to be quite a bit of interest in that as well. Let me get a junk brush here. Junk brush. All right, so let's see if I can get that to. So the baking soda welds it pretty fast. It also adds a little bit of body to it. So what I'll do afterwards is I'll sand that all down. That's just some dust that I can, you know, brush away here around here. But the actual gluing should be enough to hold it. The nice thing with that is you can actually build, you can build up areas too. So I can probably, after this is cured all the way, I can build up on this side too, just to make sure there's a solid glue joint on both sides. But before we do that, we're going to move this a little bit. Yeah, I think that will work, especially if I build it up a little bit. Just connect it to there, and then we got a solid floor for mounting the speaker grill to, or the PCB board to. So let's see here. I am going to solder, let's see, knees joint in the front. So this would be on the back side. So this is front. Because apparently knees go to the front. So let's see here. If I do that there, we'll line that up pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to put just a little dab of glue on that surface and on this surface here. So I can wedge in there. Oh, Q-tip. What I need is 2 kips. Oh. Look at that. I am so smart. SMRT. Yeah, I think the plastic robots are going to be easier to deal with just because of this kind of thing. The tin ones, I mean, they make some pretty good glues that you can probably glue most of that stuff also, but this will make a much more permanent bond than anything you would do with a tin. And you don't really solder that stuff. They're put together with clips and cutouts, almost like a paper doll kind of construction, where they have little tabs that you fold things into and then bend it over. And I don't know how much of that I'll be able to recreate. So we're gonna do it with the plastic one first. All right. Well, now we got 2 projects drying. And it's been about an hour. I'll try next time to definitely have some more stuff lined up, because the stuff I had went really, really quick. But it's been fun. It's been good. I will have a little bit more of my Charmander Potbelly Poo Boy done after this. Maybe I'll come on a little bit later and once he's dried a little bit more, because now I have a robot in the way that I can't work on him on. Well, once again, this has been Test Plug. Thanks for watching.